members of the press, the American public, and people of the world. We are here today to disclose the truth about a subject that has been ridiculed and questioned, denied for at least 50 years. The men and women who are on this stage and the some 350 additional military intelligence witnesses to the so-called UFO matter and extraterrestrial intelligence can prove and will prove that we are not alone. We can prove through the testimony and documents that we will be presenting that this subject has been hidden from members of Congress and at least 2 administrations that we are aware of, presidential administration. This is a matter of great importance, and I ask the media, the scientific community, and the political community to look seriously at this matter and to do the right thing for humanity and for our children.
My name is Don Phillips. I was in the United States Air Force and had worked with certain intelligence agencies of the United States government.
Graham Bethune. I'm a retired Navy commander, pilot, had a top secret clearance.
My name is Dan Willis. I was in the United States Navy. I held a top secret crypto level 14 extra sensitive material handling security clearance.
20 years ago, in 1980, I was a security specialist assigned to RAF Bentwaters, Woodbridge, NATO Air Force facilities. A 3-night UFO event where objects made incursions over our WSA. These objects were on the ground on 2 different nights. We had a secret security clearance.
We had ground visual, ground radar, airborne visual, and airborne radar. These vehicles have been seen and confirmed all over the planet.
In 1992, we detected 15 objects west side of the Toluca airport.
I was the division manager for the Accidents Evaluation and Investigation Division.
Bright, glowing red object hovering outside the front gate. It was oval shaped. My weapons started going down, one after the other. They went into a no-go condition, what we call no-go condition. They were unlaunchable.
The UFO was seen near the missile silos and the missiles were deactivated.
My name is Donna Hare and I worked at Philco Ford Aerospace. I did the launch slides and landing slides and also projection plotting boards, lunar maps for NASA. The Apollo astronauts saw craft on the moon when we landed. The astronauts are told to keep this quiet. They're not allowed to talk about it.
I was a precision electronics photographic repairman with a top secret crypto clearance. In 1965, I was loaned to the Lunar Orbiter project at NASA. By the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon. And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers.
This is the NASA document right here that was declassified.
My name is Dwayne Arneson. I served 26 years as a communication electronics officer in the U.S. Air Force, all over the world, including Vietnam. The UFO had crashed on the island of Spitsbergen, Norway, and the team of scientists were coming to investigate it. I held a top secret SCI TK clearance.
One had landed or crashed at Fort Dixon McGuire, right?
My name's Clifford Stone. I was a Sergeant First Class, United States Army. I could get the clearance that I needed to do whatever it was that was necessary for me to do at the time on special operations when I was called in on those. What I'm referring to here is that I was involved in situations where we actually did recoveries of crashed saucers. I've been involved where we have recovered these objects. We know them to be of extraterrestrials. While we were doing all this, we were telling the American public there was nothing to it. We were telling the world there was nothing to it. There were bodies that were involved with some of these crashes, also some were alive.
And the secret government, which is concealing this information from the American public. And I am happy and proud to serve as General Counsel to the Disclosure Project.
21 years of service, I held a top secret clearance. And I signed for well over 2,000 documents. In order to sign and inventory those things, you have to read them. Believe me.
There are many, many different references to UFOs.
We were a backup team. Later on, most people involved were to be told that there was nothing on board it. It was nothing more than just a crash of one of our aircraft. I know better because I was one of the people that approached it with a Geiger counter to get surface readings. I was the first person to go ahead and see that there were bodies on it. That would be the first of approximately 12 events. UFO crashes are not events that take place every day. They're rare.
They were referred to as alien reproduction vehicles, also nicknamed the flux liner because they used high voltage electricity.
Extraterrestrial life forms have been retrieved, and their vehicles have been taken and studied thoroughly for at least 50 years.
Out of the National Archives, I have the 18-page official Navy. I will testify under oath before Congress that everything that I have said is true.
If Congress calls me in and says, will you testify in detail what you know, I stand here today prepared and ready to do just that. Governments must never lie to the people.
I want to emphasize that all of these witnesses each could speak for probably anywhere from 2 to 5 hours about what they have witnessed. We have another 400 of these witnesses. I have carried this burden for 8 years. I'm now giving it to you, the American people and the people of the world, to take it forward. We have lost control of these projects from a constitutional law perspective because the infrastructure within military intelligence and corporate channels is so well funded and so complex and labyrinthine that there are compartments within compartments within compartments, and people who are in the Congress who make inquiries, and in fact President Clinton, when he made inquiries, were simply denied access, as you heard earlier that President Carter was denied access. They are free to speak. We are declaring all national security oaths on this subject null and void. These are people who have been inside the CIA, NSA, NRO, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army, all divisions of the intelligence and military community, as well as corporate witnesses, contractors to the government. And these are folks who have been involved in so-called black budget or covert unacknowledged projects. These unacknowledged special access projects are taking in at least $40 to $80 billion per year. We are asking for the U.S. Congress and for President Bush to move towards an official inquiry and disclosure on this subject. It has the most profound implications for the human future, for the U.S. national security, and for world peace. Specifically, technologies connected to UFO and extraterrestrial vehicles, if declassified and used for peaceful energy generation and propulsion, would solve the looming energy crisis definitively, would end global warming, would correct the environmental challenges that the Earth is facing. We are not alone.
The truth, Don, apparently is simply this, that we're not alone, we've never been alone.